Every once in a while, we come across a story that's really intriguing about somebody who had a dream and turned that dream into a reality. And now that reality is becoming a bit of a disruptive force in the world of golf. That's why I'm so excited in the moments ahead to open this box from Sub 70 Golf and discover together what all the talk is about. Stick around. Hello friends, Bill Hobson here. Welcome inside the MGL Sim Studio, where we will spend the next few moments together exploring the world of Sub 70 Golf. It's a really cool story. And just a short time ago, I interviewed the CEO and founder, Jason Hiland, for our podcast. In fact, I'll put the link to that podcast in the notes so that you can go and hear the entire conversation. But just so you know, throughout the course of our demonstration and our review testing today, I'll drop in a few of his sound bites to color in more of the Sub 70 story. And it's a cool story. All of the clubs are hand-built in Sycamore, Illinois. That's very unusual these days to have clubs built in America, but that is the case with Sub 70 Golf. Now, you and I probably share something in common. I've never hit these clubs before. This box just arrived, and in fact, as we start going into this, we're going to open this up together for the first time ever and explore a set of irons that I cannot wait to get my hands on. In fact, I can't wait to show them to you either. So a couple things we'll be looking for here in the moments ahead. And by the way, this particular model, these are the 669 TC satin. I got 5 through the pitching wedge here. And one of the things that I really appreciate about Sub 70 is that I was able to send to them my specs from my gamer set of irons, which is from Titleist. And they're able to match the grip, the shaft, and I would assume we will be looking at similar distances and all of that, but that's what we're going to explore together. But knowing that we're starting from a familiar point means that we have gone to the first step of getting things fitted properly. I have been preaching for a very long time that nobody should buy a set of clubs just off the rack without somehow being fit by a professional. One of the great things about Sub 70 Golf is they don't have bricks and mortar stores all over the place. But when you go through their online fitting process and then you get your clubs, if there are tweaks needed to those clubs, they work with you on that. They will do that. So I really like that level of commitment to service. Now we move on to the fun part where we get to put these Sub 70 irons to the test. Let me lay a little foundation for you so you understand where we're headed in the moments ahead. First of all, in full disclosure, I took about 5 minutes and I hit some warm-up shots with my gamer irons that are over here in this bag because I didn't really think it would be fair to Sub 70 for me to come in ice cold and start hitting the irons. So I've hit some shots, and the cool part is, even as I grab this 9-iron, they have matched the grip and the shaft and everything, and it feels very familiar weight-wise in my hands. None of that really matters until we see what the stats are like. And just so you all know, my handicap fluctuates right around 5. Sometimes a little lower, sometimes we get up into the mid-5s. Right now, I think it's like 5.1. So don't expect perfection, but we should be able to get the ball airborne a few times and try to keep it on the grid for you. So I'm gonna hit 5 shots with this 9-iron, then we'll switch clubs. And we just want to examine the performance. My normal 9-iron, like my gamer, I'm pretty comfortable hitting it like 135-ish distances up to 140. I don't try to go much longer than that. I'm not a very fast swinger of the club. My driver club head speed, if it's at 100, it feels like I've swung out of my shoes, right? So just kind of keep that in mind. I try to keep a good smooth rhythm to it. But for the most part, my iron play is a strength in my game. So let's see how we do here as we start off with our Sub 70 9-iron. I hit that a little bit low. I don't think it's going to go very far. We'll see. Didn't get all of it. Yep, carried at 130, went out to 136. Not solid contact on my part. Club speed was 81.4. Ball speed only 97. Let's see how we do here. Shot 2. Now that one felt really good. It's got a little draw to it. pulled it a hair. 130 out to 136. I'm okay with that. Ball speed got up there a little bit to 105. It felt very clean and very smooth. Let's see how we do on our third shot here with the 9-iron. I like that feel. Club head speed down a little bit, ball speed 103.5. And that's really a very familiar set of numbers there. Carry 138.2 rolls out to 145. That's actually a little more than I normally would expect out of my 9-iron. That one felt great. Let's go to shot 4. That's my more normal ball flight. A little bit of a fade / push off to the right. 135 carry out to 140. So to this point, things are feeling very familiar and really, really good. I'm not swinging very hard. I've got a little knee issue going on, so I'm going to take it nice and easy. Let's hit one more in this 9-iron set before we switch irons. Boy, that might be the best one I've hit yet. And I'm not talking about just pure distance. But I got that one pretty nicely. 136, goes out to 142. I like the launch angle on that one, ball speed 103. So there's our 9-iron from sub 70. We are off to a very good start, my friends. Now let's move over to the 7-iron. Just like we did with the 9-iron, we'll hit 5 shots with the 7-iron, but at the same time, I'm going to let you hear from the CEO, the founder, the visionary behind Sub 70 Golf, Jason Hiland, so he can color in some more of the uniqueness of this company. And by the way, just for a point of reference, my 7-iron from my gamer set is usually comfortable for me somewhere around 160 to 170, depending on the amount of user error. So hopefully the user error will be minimized here as we test out the 7-iron from Sub 70 Golf. How do you do fitting for somebody in our audience right now who says, man, I'd like to try the Sub 70 world, but I don't know how to make sure that they're sending me what I need?
Yeah, so a lot of times at first, because we were really boutique niche, a lot of the customers just knew what they wanted. They knew they need dynamic gold S300s at a half-inch over. Then we also, as we grew, got customers who had no idea. And it's like doctor's notes, right? So if you sent me a fitting,
Yeah.
it's like a doctor reading an MRI from another radiologist doing it. Okay, let's say they got fit into a Titleist club. It's almost like a sixth sense because lie angle's lie angle, length is length. But our head kind of fits that style of head that that customer needs. You can tell from the data. And then you just put the puzzle together. So like I said, the equivalent would be like if there was a report about your knee and you sent it to another orthopedic surgeon in LA, they'd be able to look at the x-ray, read the MRI report and go, hey, I bet, you're going to need this. It's sort of the same idea. Then we've done this thousands and thousands of times, literally. So you just get a really good idea of what's going on. And the other thing that we do for our clients is if you get something and it's not perfect, you call us. We are never, because they're trusting us to custom make this, sometimes not even hitting it. So that back end promise has to be there. That if it's not right or something's not perfect, you call us and we will work with you to get it right.
Boy, did that feel good. Yep, there's my 162 total. Ball speed at 110. All right, see if we can straighten that out a bit. All right, better line on that one. 84 club head speed. Yeah, carried that one out to 162 and got 10 yards of rollout on it. So that felt really good. Here's shot 3 with the 7-iron. Boy, they just jump off of this thing. So again, many of you who are watching are thinking 82 mile per hour club head speed. My 7-year-old does that. Congratulations to your 7-year-old. However, I try to stay controlled, and if I can comfortably rely on 167 out of my 7-iron with a carry of 156, I can work with that. I'm not playing 7,500-yard courses. Yeah, that last one felt fantastic. So you've seen the 9-iron and the 7-iron. Now let's try the 5-iron. Now, to be perfectly honest with you, I have a love-hate relationship with the 5-iron in general. When I hit it well, when I hit it properly, I'm good for 185 to 190-ish, maybe a little bit more than that. But I have a very difficult time consistently striking my 5-iron, and I don't know why. In my gamer bag, I pulled the 4-iron out. We had a little memorial service for the 4-iron, and so the 5 is the longest iron that I carry, but I'm not always comfortable with it. So I'm anxious to see how the sub 75 iron performs. I guess more accurately, I'm anxious to see how I perform while holding the sub 75 iron. So far through the 9-iron and the 7-iron, I have been super impressed with what we've experienced thus far. So here we go with the sub 75 iron. I got that a little clunky. I don't think that's going to go out very far for me. It's going to be a pretty low shot. Yeah, out to 170. And that's generally my miss with the 5-iron. Let's see how shot number 2 goes as we try to adjust. That one felt good. That one felt like I may have hit it properly. 120 ball speed, carried out to 186, rolled out to 199.5. If I'm able to consistently repeat that performance, I'm in love. That one felt great. I don't know why I have such a mental block about these longer irons, but that was a good one. As I tell the kids that I used to work with in high school golf, 1 is a fluke, 3 is a pattern. Let's see if we can establish a pattern here. Hit it well, just pushed it. Yep. 187. Launch angle is pretty low, and we can tell we were a little bit open there at impact. Not the worst thing in the world, but if that's an island green, I'm dropping after a penalty. Right. Here we go, shot 4 with 5-iron. Boy, that one felt fantastic. Right down the stripe. Again, club head speed stays pretty much the same, 82.9. Carried 181 out to 195. That, my friends, is really encouraging for me. That's really good. I don't know how far you hit your 5-iron. If you normally hit it like they do on tour, more power to you, but I do not. And if I can get this to fill the gap that goes up to like 195, where then my hybrids will take over, I'm pretty pleased by that. All right, the system is ready to go now. Let's get one more good one in here. Oh, I didn't hit a good one there. Flared it out to the right, didn't hit it very well. So if 1 is a fluke and 3 is a trend, what's 2? It went 176 in the air, carried out to about 180, or went out to about 188. Just not a very good shot. How about a bonus ball with the 5-iron? Now I'm intrigued, very much intrigued. I love the look, by the way, down the eyes, down the line of this club. A little heavy. I think I got a little bit of turf. Yep. And there is the 5-iron. You know, that was a lot of fun, which is what I was hoping it would be, because it's not every day we get a chance to experience a brand new company for the first time ever. And I have to say, as we tested the performance capabilities of Sub 70 Golf and these 669 TC irons, I was super impressed. I mean, the numbers speak for themselves. And not only are the clubs beautiful and they feel great, but it's actually spurred a bit of a conversation within my golf brain as to whether or not these may get to replace my gamers. That's a pretty big step for me to take. So that discussion is going on. And at the same time, I couldn't be more impressed with what a company out of Sycamore, Illinois is doing to be a bit of a disruptor and certainly a factor in this game today. And I would encourage you to go and check them out. As you go to do that, please make sure you hit the subscribe button here and check out our brand new website at mgltv.com for all sorts of reviews on clubs, gadgets, bags, rangefinders, launch monitors, everything in golf on our website at mgltv.com. Thanks for joining us for this MGL Sim Studio test. We'll see you next time, maybe with Sub 70 Golf in our gamer bag.